What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. Okay, well, I wanted to talk about, I guess, the two main things that I'm looking at. The biggest positive, and I would say the biggest negative that would come from the rank rewards update. And actually, let me amend that. The biggest negative is not really the biggest negative, but the biggest miss, we can call it, right? Based on what the team was going for. So let's start with the good first, and then we'll move on to the bad and see how we could potentially maybe fix that in the future. The good, and I want to even say that this is great, is that the team has fixed the new player experience. Now, I cannot be more happy about this due to the fact that people are able to earn so much more in bronze, silver, and even gold, right? The ability to earn has spurred people to create new accounts, new alt accounts. And that's just because we're so obsessed with playing. But we flip this around, and the idea that people are creating alt accounts to farm the rewards and get as much out of the game as possible is kind of the biggest miss now for the team, because the goal was to try and get everybody to consolidate their accounts, consolidate all their cards, their collection power into a single account, and get the best rewards possible out of champion, diamond, or whatever highest league that you can attain. Yet what people are finding is that the rewards at those levels have not been as good as they need to be. And so therefore, people are playing whatever they can play for in champion and then spending their extra time and energy and sometimes money if they need to set up new alt accounts. And we've seen spellbook purchases not rise too much, but in the past week, it's been averaging maybe close to 100 or so, which is higher up than when we had that lull maybe about a month ago. So due to that, people are trying to find other ways to earn more out of the game, to get more out of it, because they're not able to really get what they want and what they need out of the champion or diamond league decks that they have. They feel that they can go in and get more for essentially the same amount that they have invested, right? So in the sense that the team was trying to consolidate accounts, that they wanted people to play for the highest levels and really just focus on playing in diamond and champion, that was the biggest miss here, because people are willing to delegate their cards to another account and like myself, right, and live with the cooldown period, right? Just with the way that ECR is designed, with the way that the tokenomics have been, with the way that the reward structure has been, in order to play at the highest levels, you still need to take a break. The problem is, I say it all the time, we're bots, so we're trying to get as much out of the game as we possibly can. And what they did is make the rewards at the bottom so much better. I mean, you got Bulldog showing that you can make awesome rewards in bronze, silver, and gold just by renting off the market. Now, I'm not worried about the rental market right now. I'm not worried about that as like an exploit, because I do believe that over time, the market will regulate itself and get to a point where we reach some kind of equilibrium, right? Right now, there's a scarcity of cards. Well, also the scarcity of cards, there's also good deals if you can go out and find them. But over time, whether it's people, new players, or players with their alt accounts, or players that bring in bots, those arbitrage opportunities are going to be lost, right? The market will find a way to equalize itself over time. And so I'm not necessarily worried about that. I do think that I don't think that it's an exploit. I think that it's an opportunity right now that people can take advantage of. But at the end of the day, there are a limited amount of cards that have that are earnable, right? You can't use the starter cards anymore, and I think that was one of the biggest fixes. But looking at what people can actually earn now in these lower levels, opening up 20 plus chests a day, that to me spells such a solid future for the team when it comes to acquiring new players. People can come in and on their first day follow one of the tutorials from one of the other content creators to rent out cards that are doing, that can get them wins easily and learn the game and earn a lot, right? Like, imagine being able to open a bunch of chests on your first day playing. I remember my first day playing. It was in bronze, right? Obviously, way, way back. And the old system was only one chest for bronze with a very low drop rate of card. Well, actually, at the time, they didn't nerf the bronze rewards just yet, but it was just one chest. Now I can open up a bunch of chests, and the progression, right? Seeing the bar at the top for the season, you actually feel like you're working towards something. Every single battle feels like it's working towards something, even though the DEC rewards aren't quite there, right? And that's kind of been my point about DEC. Nobody's going to care about DEC at this point. Everybody cares about earning as many cards as possible and really building up their decks. So the thing that not bothers me, but the thing that I think people are doing with this is they're kind of conflating the two and making them more related than when they're not, right? Like, the team has made an awesome new player experience, and I think that should be celebrated. I think that should be championed, and I think that should be great. Like, if you've been trying to get people into the game and they've been on the fence, this is the time to do it. This really is the time to do it. Card prices are cheap, packs are available, and you can earn a ton with the new reward structure. The thing is, the biggest miss is that they didn't make the rewards at the highest levels something that couldn't be missed, right? Something that you just had to have. If you're playing in Diamond, if you're playing in Champion, you just got to go. You just got to go for it because the rewards are just too good. Now, I don't necessarily have a suggestion for this, and I know the team is actually looking very much into the metrics at what this is. In the last town hall, Yaba Matt talked about how the rewards at the higher levels are significantly better on average, right? So the problem is that some of these averages are skewing it for everything else. I think Gank said he got like 106,000 DEC in his chest, which congrats to Gank. That's awesome. But that average makes me get 3 common cards and a potion in my champion level chests. So I think what the team will have to do is take a look at this and focus not necessarily on, I don't know that a multiplier for cards is the right thing. I don't know if, I think removing potions probably should be a thing. If you're playing at the highest levels of champion, you're probably willing to pay for some potions whenever you want to open packs. So I think potions should really be taken out. But when it comes to cards, the quality of cards, yeah, getting common cards in champion sucks. Maybe if they were to remove commons or maybe make it only like gold foil commons. I don't know how this works in terms of the drop rate. Only the team does. So it's, we can throw out suggestions all we want, but it's going to be them that have to go in and code this and make sure that it stays balanced in terms of the overall drop rates. But what I'm trying to say is that something needs to be done at the higher levels because the two things that I thought were really important, well, the one thing I thought was really important, they nailed right on the head, right? The new player experience. But the second thing, which they stated was their goal with this, to remove and reduce like bot accounts. If you remember what Agrid had said a while back, he's like, if people are playing in bronze with multiple accounts, and thousands of accounts rather than trying to play in champion, then the system is broken, right? Again, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact quote, but Agrid said something along those lines. Well, here's the thing. The way that this has happened now, the way that this has played out is that people are still playing in bronze, right? Now, you don't have the bots coming in and taking advantage of the starter cards. So that was great. Like, we expected that to happen. I don't want to count that as like a win or a loss. Like, it's just like we expected that to happen. And it's great that they made that fix because that was an exploit. But now the fact that people who do have higher up leagues and levels, higher up decks, I should say, right? So for myself, I play in gold primarily, or my deck is good enough for gold. I'm looking at my alt accounts now and being like, ooh, this is juicy. Like, I can delegate to one of my alt accounts, run that up to gold, get some bronze rewards, get some other rewards. So this needs to be addressed. And I'm not saying anything new here, but all I wanted to do was make sure that we're not kind of conflating the two, right? We're all bots at the end of the day. We are all trying to get as much out of the game as possible. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, right? Because this is what the team was trying to incentivize. They want people to play more. And the only way that you can get people to play more is if they feel like they're getting more out of the game. And now you can do that. It's just happening in the wrong places, right? Like, if I want to get more out of the game, I should be playing way more in champion, or I should be playing way more in diamond or gold. But instead, many people are focusing on the lower leagues or setting up alt accounts in order to really farm those rewards. And at the end of the day, I'm okay with that even now because I think this current system is still worlds better than what we had previously. Because here's the deal. At that time, bots could come in with the exploit of the starter cards and earn like unlimited rewards with just a $10 investment. Now, those rewards are being earned by people, a lot of real players who are putting in the time. And sure, are bots still getting some? Yes, but bots are always going to get their piece, right? They're always going to get their pound of flesh no matter what, because at the end of the day, that's just the nature of how this game is designed and how the team is trying to focus on what the relationship with bots will be, right? Bots will always have the opportunity to come in and be a part of the ecosystem. Now, will they have an exploit more than human players? That's where the team tries to draw the line. And sure, a bot can go 24/7, but so can like a team of 3 people playing 8 hours a day and swapping around, right? Like, so at the end of the day, whether you employ a bot or whether you employ like a human slave labor camp to play the game for you, it doesn't really matter because it's available to everybody in the same way. Now, that being said, I think the starter cards being removed was the solid thing, the solid move to make there. And now like I'm okay with it. So if people want to go down and farm, I think that's great because there's an arbitrage opportunity there. Maybe not even arbitrage. There's just an opportunity there to get the most out of your deck. Now, will there be some kind of cooldown effect or cooldown changes that come through? Probably, if the team views that as an exploit. But if not, take advantage of the opportunity while it's here, because this is exactly what the team wanted. They wanted a better new player and low league experience, and they just made it so damn good. They made it so good that people are willing to give up playing at the higher levels in some instances, or take their extra time and play at the lower leagues, for instance, because they know that they can come in and get some really good rewards out of that. So that's all I have in this video for you today. I think we should celebrate the wins where we have them, and to me, that's the new player experience. That's the low league experience, and then focus on how we can improve the game experience for many folks in the higher levels. Where I know it's weird for me to say that, right? Because it's just like, oh, people playing in Champ and Diamond, they already got so much out of this game. Yeah, sure, they did, but they also put a lot into the game. And the sentiment that I'm hearing all around the board is, hey, like I have like thousands or tens of thousands of dollars worth of cards, and when I go and I grind in Champion and I'm able to get 10 chests and 9 of them are common cards, it doesn't feel worth my time. So my fear, and not a fear, but concern, I should say, is that you're going to get a lot of people checking out of Champion or Diamond in the same way that they were before, because the rewards just don't feel worth it, and they're just going to rent out their decks, which is going to be good for the economy no matter what. But you want people to be able to compete at the highest levels. You want everyone to try and strive to be and play at those highest levels. And right now, if you are disincentivizing all of the players who are at these high levels, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the economy, right? Because then people will say, well, what's the point? What is the point of me trying to ever get to Champion when I can get so much more out of this game by setting up 10 bronze, silver, or gold accounts, right? So that's all I have for you in this video. Just some food for thought. Would love to hear your take on this. We're now 2/3 of the way through the first season of this Ranked Rewards. There will be updates to come. When that happens, I'm not sure, but know that the team is working on it. Know that the team is looking through the data, and I'm sure hearing a lot of the feedback that is happening on Discord, on Reddit, and on Twitter. So that's all I have for you. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.